I'm going to do the intro. Welcome to Updated Autopsy Report, a podcast from Yotze, Ben, and Friends, where we read and watch the inspirations behind Ace Attorney. I'm your host, Ben, and with me, as always, are Tiago.
Yo.
And Rose.
Hello.
We're all longtime fans of Ace Attorney. We hope that through our perspectives, it'll reveal new details and provide interesting commentary for all the media we discuss. Our intro music is by Lace, and you can find all her other work at leiss.bandcamp.com. Today, we've all read the first 21 chapters, aka Book 1, of the Greek Coffin Mystery
Blackjack.
by Ellery Queen.
I should have let you say the whole title first before I made my stupid bit. Can you do that one more time?
All right, let's take it from the top.
No, just...
Welcome to Updated Autopsy.
That's what you get.
That's what you get. No, yes. The first 21 chapters, aka Book 1, of the Greek Coffin Mystery by Ellery Queen. And I hear Tiago has a funny bit. Tiago?
Well, fucking... Why don't you slap me on dog fuck? Here I am, huh?
That's not what that means.
I've already slapped you on dog fuck. Now it's time for... Now it's time for your bit.
Black
21 blackjack.
Okay. Thank you for your bit. We've accepted it and filed it to the court record.
Thanks.
This is a crazy one, I gotta say, because getting into this, I thought we'd kind of have something very similar to our previous Ellery Queen novel that we read, The Roman Hat Mystery. And this is very similar to that in a lot of ways. And yet, in a lot of ways, it feels like there's just so much more. There's just so many more characters, it feels like.
I got confused. I actually stopped taking notes because I was straight up like, I don't have time for this.
I remember, so I'm reading this on my phone. Ben was kind enough to get me an EPUB. A digital copy, legit. And I remember... Like, I feel like in the character section in the previous one on my phone, I just scrolled, like, through two pages. And when I hit the third page on this one on my phone, I simply went, oh, no. There's a lot of people. This is truly I can see why this is book one. This is a whole book in and of itself.
The funny thing is it's not literally book one, but it's chronologically, this is the earliest Ellery Queen mystery. This is the youngest Ellery Queen has been. This is kind of his first real recorded mystery is the pitch at the start, because again, we have an in-fiction forward from a strange Mr. J.J. McSee, who says that, he spoke to Ellery Queen, mentions also that these are pseudonyms for Ellery Queen and his father, which is something that, to my understanding, is entirely dropped. This does not, stay consistent. Instead, Ellery Queen and Inspector Queen are actually their names. But, in this foreword, the authors, they claim, pseudonyms,
do they not do that?
Recall from our... they don't stick with that. If you may recall from our previous episode about Ellery Queen, the Roman Hat Mystery, Frederick Dene and Manfred Bennington Lee, they were cousins who wrote together as mystery writers, as Ellery Queen was their name. So, but yeah, so there's a lot going on here. There's, But yes, this is technically chronologically the earliest Ellery Queen mystery, but this one came out, if I recall, fourth. So the Roman Hat mystery is the first one that is released, but this is the fourth book that came out. It was Greek Coffin. So yeah, when we dive into this one, right after the foreword, saying, "Oh man, keep yourself on your toes here. This is an early one, so Ellery Queen might not be as refined as he is in later novels. So he's going to take some hits to the chin here, so to speak."
He took one hit,
but then we get but then we have a huge list of characters, as Tiago described. Just an enormous list of characters. We get our little map of the layout of the buildings, and also just the courtyard where all these townhouses are next to each other, next to the church, the graveyard in the center. So we get to see all of that as well. We get the floor plan of George Caucus's house, and also a snippet from the newspaper of his newspaper obituary.
I forgot that there was a map. I don't feel like that map has been relevant to me at all.
The map is nothing.
The map
has not been critical yet. No. Maybe it will be later. But
all the chapter titles.
Yes.
The first letter of each one spells out the name of the book. Very cute. Very whimsical.
Ooh.
Yep. So that's another fun little
live.
Yeah.
I am checking live. I didn't check that before. Why would I care?
Greek Coffin Mystery. Is this the first letter? If you read it right down the row, it doesn't do anything. It's just kind of fun. It's just a nice. It's just
kind of nice. Yeah.
There is also something later in this book that I know about. It's not a spoiler or anything like that, but there's something that happens in the second half that will be of note. It's not like anything shocking, but it's just interesting and of note that it's different from the other Ellery Queen mysteries, again, is my understanding, in this one compared to the previous ones, the Roman Hat mystery that we read. So once we get there, we'll have to talk about that. But it's relevant to other novels we've read recently. So I'm just putting a pin in that now.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You might be able to read between the lines and figure out what I'm referencing. So,
I'm looking at everybody, and I want you to know that I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. In my head, I was trying to come up with a bit of like the father going to Ellery being like, "Quick, son, get on the horn." He's like, "Which operator? It doesn't matter which one." They fucking hit the Pentagon.
Turn on the channel, any channel. There was a second body.
There's a second body.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So yeah, this one we're a little wacky, as you can probably tell, because it's been a busy week. But we made it. We made it through book one here, which again is 21 chapters, kind of about, I'd say about maybe 2/3 of
Blackjack.
the book. Looks like the last book two is kind of the last third.
Wait, really? I was not paying attention to how much book is left.
I'd say roughly. I mean, I have a physical copy in my hands,
but we're more than 50% done. Certainly.
You have a physical copy?
Yes, I do.
What's the color of the cover?
It's blue.
Oh.
It is probably the most boring cover I've seen in a long. It's just a blue gradient with the words in white, "The Greek Coffin Mystery," Ellery Queen, and then a clip art vector illustration of a picture frame hanging.
Oh my God, who gives a shit?
It's so Mysterious Press, thank you for publishing this book, but we could probably do better on this cover, I think.
You didn't have to name drop the publisher.
It's gonna hit public domain like next year.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah.
So yeah, some of these are going into public domain now because we're reaching that point.
Yippee!
So yeah, did anybody have any big thoughts or anything they wanted to get out in front of before I get into the summary, or do we want to jump right in?
Oh, there's so many characters.
There's a lot of characters. I like a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of funny like Ace Attorney characters. I still don't like Inspector Queen very much.
The old man?
I don't like him at all.
Like at all?
Like at all.
Like what did he do wrong?
He kind of sucks.
Do you like Ellery?
Ellery, I like. Yeah, I like Ellery. All right. Ellery.
I actually don't. Ellery kind of annoys me.
Yeah, but he doesn't like allude to doing police brutality in like chapter 3 or whatever.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know what police brutality is yet.
Well, no, I think he does. His dad's a police officer, but
yeah,
I think he'd be at least a little familiar with it. But yeah, I mean, it is funny that since this is so early chronologically in their stories, it does seem like there's some effort made to make them a little more green, like especially in Ellery's case.
Yeah.
Right? But also, even I mean, I'll get into the summary, but even Inspector Queen near the end of our reading is clearly being set up as he's making a mistake, right?
Yeah.
Like everything in the story points towards Inspector Queen is about to do something dumb. This is not going to work out the way he thinks it is. And we got that earlier in this reading for Ellery. He makes his big mistake much earlier, so he has time to recuperate. And by the time we get to Inspector Queen's big mistake, it's all prepped for us to start to feel sour about him.
I think the thing about it though is that like
I think for misconduct.
You want his badge and his gun on this table.
Oh, there's a fucking bug in my room. Ah.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll get this bug.
My opinion on Ellery is that even though he's supposed to be greener and like more juvenile compared to like the other book that we read him in, it's just like the same guy. Like he's still a book smart, annoying ass little nerd. The only difference is that he like smirks a little bit more. And there is a scene that will come up in which that like they discuss like how he embarrasses himself. But like if that's the worst it gets, like whatever, man. Technically your dad's about to do something a lot worse right now. I don't know. Like I feel like the attempt to make him more juvenile and green, like wet behind the ear, I'm just like, I don't know, it's not enough. I feel like this is the same guy. I feel no different from when I read him previously.
Sure.
That is my top of the house take.
All right. Well, then I guess I will go ahead and get into the summary.
Woo!
So, oh boy. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to simplify a lot.
You're going to do... Okay, sounds good.
Ellery Queen and his father, Inspector Queen, are summoned to the home of now dead and blind, note, art dealer George Calcas. Upon the end of his funeral, the safe has been opened only to find his recently drafted and very secret will that bequeaths his entire estate to one mysterious person has gone missing. After much debate, interviewing and locking every single person down who has entered or left the funeral, they determine that there is nowhere the will could be. Then, young Ellery suggests, could the will be in the coffin? The police agree to dig Calcas up, and upon opening the coffin, they find the will absent, but also a second body inside, that of ex-con Albert Grimshaw. Over the next few days, the police and the Queens attempt to determine who Grimshaw is, how he got in the coffin, and where the will went. Ellery also gets very invested in an arrangement of teacups, which he believes is a deception designed to imply George Calcas met with two men when he only met one, and also reveals that he believes evidence shows Calcas could see. However, this deduction is wrenched apart by millionaire James Knox, who discloses that he was the third man who met Calcas, and also his part in the affair. He bought what he thought was a genuine Leonardo da Vinci painting from Calcas, only to find that Grimshaw stole it and was now coming to collect the money that he was owed. Calcas, now unable to pay up, attempted to use his estate as payment instead, willing everything to Grimshaw. Knox had it independently evaluated and found that it wasn't a da Vinci, and wants to keep his involvement quiet. Tail between his legs, Ellery begins to poke at other details, and eventually, after many other interviews and investigations, they find a remaining fragment of the will in a furnace, with Grimshaw's name written in Calcas's handwriting. Additionally, the police receive a mysterious anonymous note revealing that Calcas's art gallery manager, Gilbert Sloane, is secretly the brother of Grimshaw. After confirming this with Sloane, Inspector Queen decides it must be Sloane who did it, as he could inherit the state safely through his wife. Side note, she's Calcas's sister. Ellery finds the new evidence too coincidental and contrived, yet when they go to arrest Sloane, they find that he's shot himself in the head, seemingly confirming everything and tying it up in a nice bow. Yet Ellery is confounded and haunted by the clues that point to Sloane, and is certain the real criminal is still out there. I said clues like that because they spell clue as C-L-E-W.
I know exactly why you said it. Yeah, they spell it weird.
So yeah, that ignored, to be clear, a lot of the people who are involved in this, because there are so many little guys. They are all weird little Ace Attorney style characters with their own little quirks and ticks. And I will tell you, this book, much like Roman Hat Mystery, we see the queens interrogate and talk to them, do interrogations to every single person, right? Every single person gets their interrogation written down and described in the book. We never get any summaries or anything like that. We get to see the whole investigation for every single person, even when it ends up going nowhere. And we also have to hear every single character talk out exactly their theories and everything. And that, I think, is the most fun part, when characters are like, okay, this is my theory, this is how this would work out. I mean, again, sometimes it goes on for quite a while, but for the most part, I think that's a little bit more
I also
compelling.
like the parts where they're like talking to like characters and they have like very distinct like slang or like regionalisms or stuff. Like,
right,
it's very like I think we talked about this in the Roman Hat Mystery as well. All these characters are so American.
Yes,
it's just
we listen. We get a lot of British mysteries, right?
Yeah.
So
it's kind of fun
when we get something that's very period American setting. That's kind of fun, right? So
yeah, they're all like running around calling women dames and stuff. It's like very, very entertaining.
Do you recall the interrogation when he asked the bar owner about information about whether or not fucking Grimshaw's ex met up with him at the bar? Mm-hmm. That dude's slang was crazy. He said some shit.
Loved him.
He's like, I knew as soon as you brought it up, that's what you were thinking about, because I was also that guy
thinking
rocked.
About some other characters. There's an unfortunate situation where they talk to a black character, and that's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But they stick with those fucking like written out accents and shit. So they're all saying clue like clue. They're definitely all saying it because it's written out like that.
Yeah. We also get in addition to that, we also get some very unfortunate descriptions of what Greek sounds like to the Americans as well.
Some ableism.
I mean, yeah, just
we get a lot of ableism.
I like how we're like,
that's where I stopped taking notes. Is I was like, oh, that's time for what I think is going to be some really uncomfortable ableism, and then I was just like, oh my god, it's only chapter 7. I can't.
The ableism.
I gotta go.
So for reference, this is referring to Demetrius, the cousin of the man who passed away. I feel bad for him, if only for the fact that he has to exist in this story. Like, it's I don't.
He seems like a perfectly nice person.
He seems totally chill.
Subjected to so much. It
right? Seems not only that, but his role could have been like. I feel like they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to have everyone attack him like this. Everything he's done in the story is just like something that would have happened anyway. This guy,
he's perfectly helpful. I mean, he helps out George. Is a critical part that he's involved in is that he helps George, who is blind, set out his clothes every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he has like a list that he's supposed to follow for what clothing to set out every day, certain colors, and so there's a bunch of contention over a color of a necktie, right?
Yeah.
And eventually the like twist essentially is that we discover that Demetrius is colorblind. So he mixed up not that he mixed up, I should say. Instead that George Calkas took that into account and planned his colors around the fact that Demetrius was colorblind, right? He would lay out specific ones, and even though Demetrius might call that a red tie or a green tie, George already knew that what he wrote in the list was exactly what Demetrius would grab, and thus it would make him happy for his clothes and his outfits that he wanted to wear throughout the day. Right?
Yeah. I just like...
So that's like a whole point that we have to like iron out. And we have to summon Demetrius down to the police station, right? We have to drag him all the way down with a translator to have him show up for one moment to go, this is a green tie and this is a red tie. And then they go, see, he's colorblind. And then we have to send him back. It's like, you came all the way across the New York City for this?
In the presence of Ellie. I do think something I appreciate about these books is how they're constantly like sending off some of this list of like various officers or inspectors to like, oh, go get me a list of everyone who stayed at this hotel. Give me a list of all the phone calls that were made between this time and this time. Give me like, and they just, you know, and somebody goes and they get it.
They have
but
to.
Like that's
they have to do the grunt work.
A crazy amount of work being done, and we get to see the results of it because obviously the mystery. But it's a fun little acknowledgement of like, oh yeah, this would not be possible if I didn't like go through this dude's address book with like a fine-tooth comb and a magnifying glass.
Yeah,
I mean some other dude whose name is like Pennyworth or whatever.
Pennies, Peters.
I mean, we have Pepper, the assistant district attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who does quite a bit of work and is around for a lot of some of the later interviews.
The reason they call Demetrius actually kind of ties into like a moment where Ellery is in front of like essentially the coolest millionaire alive in New York City. Guy's named Knox. He built himself up from the dirt. He's the coolest guy on the block. And Ellery thinks to himself, Papa, you are humble. Please let him know we've already come out with an entire answer of who the killer is. And here's my really weird, elaborate plan of how it happened. And the tea involved. And he like goes on to describe everything. He describes the possibility that Calkas is not blind, how someone would know that, why someone would fake someone being there at the tea party. And then Knox is just like, so you're wrong, and we didn't need to summon the secretary here from the house to confirm that you were wrong. I know you're wrong, because I was the third man. And then...
they didn't summon her. She came all by herself.
Oh, yeah, true. She came of her own fucking volition. She decided to be bothered
She's
for
British.
the day.
She cares about tea,
at that moment. At that one moment, she decided to show up because it was critical to the plot.
And, like, it's right after he went on this whole spiel, and he's like, all whimsy from his face and heart has been wiped off, like the sands in an hourglass. And fucking, I actually like Brett a lot. I like a lot of the fucking Calkas suspects. I think they're neat.
We get introduced to the whole house, right? That worked with Calkas, right?
Yeah.
So we have George Calkas, the art dealer. We have his manager, who like manages all his art galleries.
Gilbert Sloan.
Yep. And then he's married to Delphina Sloan, who is Calkas's sister.
Nice.
Who would inherit everything if
nothing goes wrong.
This will does not appear, right? Yeah. It goes into what do you call it? Interstate or whatever,
yeah.
Right? And it would then it would have to be decided by the courts, and it would most likely go to her because she's the next of kin, right?
Yeah.
We have Alan Chaney, the son of Delphina and Gilbert.
He's just a drunk.
He skips town because we've got some shit going on with him. He's seems to be flirting with Joan Brett, who is Calkas's secretary, she gets quite a bit of characterization as, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong with this read. She gets a little bit of the slightly suspicious British woman. You know, she's hiding a bunch of things. She lies several times. But unfortunately, despite the story trying to characterize her this way, she's kind of cool, actually, I think.
Here's the thing about Joan
she's
Brett.
Totally fun and normal.
I like Joan Brett a lot. There's moments in the story where, like, she tries to, like, not lie, but, like, kind of play around with interrogation. And I think that's fun. It's just that...
Yeah, she's a little cheeky about it, you know, when they're interrogating her. She's like, oh, so you want to know this? They're like, no, be straight with us. And she's like,
okay, well, I woke up this morning...
around the point a little bit.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, had eggs, and, like, shit like that. I think what, personally, I didn't like was when, there's a moment where, like, she kind of gets caught in a lie, and the story goes on and writes stuff about, like, oh, now for all of what Joan Brett's worth as an Englishwoman was, her face faltered, her eyes welled up, she broke down, and it became just as fragile. And I was like, you couldn't just make a breakdown normally, man? I don't know. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, she has to break down femininely.
Uh-huh.
She has to break down woman style.
It has to be a crack in a woman's armor.
You gotta keep in mind she's an absolute fucking smoke show the whole time. She's
she's hot as fuck.
These are crazy. The book will not shut up about how hot she is.
She shifted her leg, and I know for a fact one of the fucking agents in the room lost it. It was crazy. She's a smoke show. She's like a noir fucking thing, and I think that's awesome. I just didn't like the fact that, like, I don't know, I felt like this
I kind of feel like maybe she's actually just like normal and they're all like,
oh
just
yeah,
losers.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know for a fact they're losers. So, like, the book kind of does this twice, right? Because there's another character that when she shows up, it is almost remarked upon every line about how voluptuous she is. And I'm just like, all right, dude, I'm horny, and I think this is too much. They're like, oh yes, and the vastness of her chest, and I'm like, what? She's a suspect. Get your shit together.
She has vast tracts of land to get with the program.
Listen, I will never say no to vast tracts of land. But, like, if we're talking about it when she's, like, just asking people, hey, can you come upstairs? And, like, they're like, her entire body moved as if sex was alive. And I was like, whoa, dude, chill.
It's not quite like that.
No. That was definitely a fucking egregious thing.
Yeah,
but, like,
it would be a little excessive, but
I was just like, all right, dude, I get it. We already have, this place has too many hot women. Maybe that's the issue. There's too many hot women in this case.
No, there's too many random little police inspectors. Cut a bunch of these dudes. Just have, like, Pepper and, like, the other one, the big one, who knocks the doors down.
I feel like that's right. Bailey, right?
Yeah, that one. Just have the two of them split up everything the other police officers do into just those two characters. It's kind of fun that everyone's named, like, full, first, last, like, like, everything. And that's cute. But good God. I think this was confusing even before they invented television to melt all our brains.
I think it's funny because the character list, even when you go through, it's got, Pepper, assistant district attorney, Sampson, district attorney, Cohalan, DA, detective, and then down here, then we have Flint, Hesse, Johnson, Piggott, Hagstrom, Ritter, staff detectives, Thomas Bailey, detective sergeant, right? So even the staff detectives all just get piled up in one, like, yep, here's all these guys, there's a bunch of names, don't worry about it. Also, I see Juna right here, who has showed up for about 30 seconds, and thankfully we didn't have to
talk to him,
hear too much about, how we have to compare him to, I don't know, whatever animal this time.
I actually kind of like that there's a lot of detectives, because I think it's interesting that the Queen's work is done with a vast amount of support. It kind of reminds me of Oh my god, who's the fucking guy from Investigations? The rival. The one who has like 100 dudes following him at any moment.
Lang.
Lang, yes.
Yeah.
The thing about it though is that like both the queens have Lang energy. Cause fucking
they have 100 dudes following them. Although Ellery like doesn't. I think that's the only real difference in this one is like the dudes are like, all right, it's take your kid to work day apparently, but like they are not like jumping to like do what Ellery asks. Like a couple of the characters do what he asks, specifically like the doctors, like the more like intellectual scientific characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they check the water in the teapot for like chemical analyzation to determine if it's been boiled or fucking whatever.
That was insane.
But like he's not per se ordering around like the grunts, like the actual police grunts.
Yeah.
Which because why am I gonna do what my boss's son says? He doesn't even go here.
I think another interesting thing about that is the fact that like after Ellery has his like ego breakdown by Knox, he develops this attitude in which that like he doesn't believe in any clues until he sees it for himself, and that includes with his pince nez. He like there is a situation where there's a house next to the building that is almost like an exact duplicate of the building they're currently in, but it is owned by Knox, which he bought because they were friends. And one of the detectives is like, why'd you check in that place? One of us other folk already checked it. And he goes, I understand a detective checked it, and I understand that all police should be worshipped as the heroes that they are. However, I must check this out by myself so that I can get visual confirmation. I've been misled by a mastermind who put out 3 teacups, and therefore I must check this myself.
And then he immediately finds, like, 3 clues that dude didn't find.
Like, that's the thing, is that, like, 3 clues are immediately fine, and then his dad's like, I'm going to flay Ritter. I'm going to flay him.
And your badge, actually, and your gun. I'll take those. Detective Inspector Queen, you cannot be threatening your subordinates.
I will be giving him a wallop, an absolute molly wallop, I swear to God.
Anytime Inspector Queen starts to get a little angry or lose his temper a little bit and he starts to devolve into using slang again, that's when he's a little more entertaining to me, right?
He is, I just don't like
him. It implies like a slightly rougher upbringing than he tries to put on now.
Yeah.
And I kind of like getting a little bit of depth to his character then in that facet.
I feel like his dad is supposed to exemplify hard labor as the truth of detective work. Like, your brain doesn't matter as long as you do the work, you know? If you grind your nose, you can find every clue. And Ellery is like, of course, but do not forget the teacup tyrant, the man who tricked us with our teacups, the Cerberus of the tea.
I think he just tricked you, Ellery.
Yeah, no one else had that idea. No one else
Ellery also, don't remember this from last time, Ellery's fucking chain smoking up a storm in this one. There's a specific, I did find a couple like really nice descriptions in this one, not just about Ellery, but like a bunch of the other characters. There's like a lot of good like animal imagery, for lack of a better word, like describing like these detectives as like different animals that I found like pretty evocative.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like a passage where Ellery is just like chain smoking and reading like Sappho, which I think is really fucking funny.
That was crazy. I was like, man.
Yeah, because like, obviously in modern times, like, Sappho has a certain reputation. Like, obviously it's where the word sapphic comes from. Yeah. But like, she was considered like one of the great poets of the ancient world. Like top 10, top 3. Like, she's a big deal. So like, yeah, it makes sense. Ellery would be reading.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna need this to become a no judgment zone real quick.
Yeah.
I thought this man was just straight up reading like lesbian porn in during work.
No.
I see. I did not know where the term.
Do you know who Sappho is?
No.
Okay. All right. So Sappho was, she's dead now, a poet.
Yeah.
From the island of Lesbos.
Sick.
That's why it's called that.
That's where all these words come from.
Oh.
Yeah, and she wrote a great deal of poetry, and again was considered one of the greatest poets of the ancient world. Like, the Romans were studying her as like this amazing, writer. Like,
wait, so she was so good they named a sexuality after her?
Yes, because one of the subjects of her poems, among many other things, is how down bad she is for women.
Oh. Sick.
Like when, yeah. So they're nice poems. There's many different translations.
Maybe I should be reading this shit. And
it's not just about how like she's gay as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people are like, well, we gotta debate this because you gotta freaking debate everything.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sorry, I literally can't. Mother cannot read Slender Aphrodite has like struck me with the longing for a girl. I don't really know any other way to really interpret that bad boy.
Wow.
I can't do my homework. I'm thinking about girls.
Holy shit.
So yeah, Sappho.
Wow. Hey, thanks
for some cool stuff.
Rose, thanks for helping me learn something today.
And that's been Rose's History Corner. If you ever want to know anything about the Greek and Roman classics, ask me and I'll ask my friends who have master's degree in classics, and then they'll help me. And then I'll tell you something that's slightly simplified.
Now, Rose, I would actually love to also get your thoughts on when Knox goes into the Leonardo da Vinci painting that he purchased, and how it is not actually a Leonardo da Vinci painting. It's actually by Lorenzo de Credi, is theorized who actually painted this instead. Was this something that stuck out to you? Did this track as like a theoretical thing? Like, does this work
like
as a
area of
made up
expertise.
painting?
However, this is a thing that has occurred a couple of times, specifically with Leonardo, because people are so fucking desperate for more Leonardos. They're looking for them everywhere. This is actually what my thesis was on for art history, not specifically this topic, but the idea of people causing forgeries to come into existence, basically by looking for forgeries that confirm their biases or topics that they want to find. Not quite the same case here. It's probably not really intended as a forgery. A lot of Leonardo's students did master copies of his work. Some of those have been misconstrued for Leonardo originals, even though he probably didn't work on them, or if he did, only a little bit. But they're similar because he was their teacher, or they worked with him and stuff. So it's something that does happen occasionally, especially because people are so desperate for Leonardos. And if it's from the right time period, you gotta check.
Right.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of his students' work, there's other Mona Lisas, done by his students, either working at the same time or doing a copy of his work.
Wow.
They're like, hey, she's in here. We might as well paint her a couple times.
Looks pretty good. This one's really nice.
We're paying her day rate, so come on, make it worth our while.
That's pretty sick.
So yeah, there's a lot of similar paintings of the same subjects done at the same time in Leonardo da Vinci's studio, probably. That may not necessarily have been by him. So it's a huge field of scholarship. Not something I know a ton about, but I do know that that's a thing that occurs. So that's not that weird to me. That seemed very, very reasonable twist.
It seemed like it made sense to me, and I was just curious if you knew more on that. But yeah, so we still have not actually seen this painting either. Nobody has seen it aside from Knox.
I gotta see the painting.
Who's currently alive, right?
Yeah.
Knox is, and here's the thing, Knox is pretty suspicious.
I mean, yeah, he's just an evil millionaire. He's like straight up like,
I mean,
I don't want to get arrested for this. Get me out of this.
Don't we even get a line from one of the queens about like nobody should be a millionaire? Doesn't one of them say something along those lines about?
Which one do you think would have said it?
I don't know. That sounds pretty based. Probably
yeah.
Ellery.
I think Ellery says something, along the lines of like it's ridiculous that he has that much money or something like that to that effect. So that shouldn't happen, you know.
I agree, well, you're Ellery.
Getting a little point back on my side here, and especially if you account for the difference in inflation at the time. So,
this guy's probably a good gillionaire.
But yeah, Knox really wants to keep the whole thing private as possible, and he even kind of threatens them. He's like, if you start talking about this shit publicly, he's like, I'm going to deny it. I'm just going to not acknowledge you. You know, I told you guys this in confidence just so you hopefully can solve your crime, but I don't want to actually be part of this investigation, to be clear. And that, of course, means Mr. Knox is going to be part of our investigation. Mr. Knox is going to be critical.
Mr. Knox is the murderer. He did it. Somehow. That's my...
I mean, I don't think it's impossible.
It's not impossible. This guy could have done it.
I do think we're seeing that painting before the end of this. I want the painting!
I hope the painting's like a stick figure drawing. I hope that when it shows up, people are like, you thought that was legit? And it's like, I hope Ellery makes a comment of like, here's why this painting sucks, actually, and you're a moron for believing in it. I don't know, I kind of want Knox to get his due diligence. I feel like he's gonna get off with like a light slap on the wrist, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he's
probably
rich.
He could definitely get away with just because of his monetary amounts. I lost my train of sentence there.
Yeah.
So I was looking at my notes here. We also have the hanging thread of Alan Cheney, who left his little romantic note. I
forgot his last name was Cheney.
Yeah, he left his little note for Brett, and she didn't burn it as he requested. So, of course, they found it, and he says he wants to talk to his lawyer. Why did he run away, take all his money, and bail? And he refuses to talk about that. And to me, that seems too easy to pin it on him at this point, right? He's just seems like a dumb kid who got scared with all this shit going around.
He seems too stupid and drunk to have pulled off this very clever deception.
Yeah. I don't think it was him. I think he's a dork. And I don't think I don't think he deserves John Brett.
I hesitate to bring up this theory.
Okay.
But I guess I gotta say it for the context of the time. Do we think we could run into a possibility of where Demetrius is revealed to have been faking it the whole time, his disability?
God. I swear to God, I
don't think so.
I recently
I hope not, because I don't like that trope when we do this, right? So I do not like that.
I mean, they literally describe him in multiple ways that were like a little uncomfortable, but he is described as like literally missing like part of his skull. Like,
yes.
I think he will have another part to play. Like, he's gonna have some crucial piece of evidence that, like, he's not aware of or something.
Right.
Because, like, why else would this character be?
That is, like, a common trope in, like, crime and stuff like that. It's the usual suspects shit, you know what I mean? Spoilers for that one. I feel like this was done a little too early for that. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like that hasn't come up in books of works before. I feel like the earliest that I can think of that kind of situation occurring is literally The Usual Suspects. Have we just been like destroyed by modern television and media that like we think that's a possibility? Although They do say
I'm
that.
not sure. This was 1932.
Yeah.
I'm not knowledgeable enough on this to say, right?
Yeah.
For certain.
It's neither am I, and that's why I'm like, I wouldn't be able to tell you whether or not the trope of pretending is not something in media.
We're here to deboss baby ourselves, so we'll find out. Maybe
we'll find out whether or not there's a baby.
Maybe
in this
like
one.
once we finish the book, I can do more research, right, without stumbling into spoilers and that kind of stuff, and I can look into that.
There's like a specific like NBC show that I'm thinking of where there's like a curly haired blonde guy, and he goes and he can tell when people are lying, but it's not the one that we like. It's a different, because I said guy. It's a different one.
Yeah.
And he can't like necessarily tell when people are lying. He's just like, oh, I caught you in your con man game or some shit like that. I remember it's one of those things that pops up when you're scrolling through Instagram, and then you scrolled a little too far, and now it's showing you like subtitled clips of television shows that are read to you description wise in an AI voice.
Yeah, broadcast television chopped up into clips with subtitles is apparently a thriving genre of shorts.
It is a thriving genre of shorts, and like fucking H Bomber guy says in his plagiarism video, it is like almost a new art form where like an AI voice is trying to describe to you something where you fucking know what it is. Like, this is fucking Superman. But the point being is that, like, I recall seeing a clip of that exact situation where, like, this guy walked up to another guy and he's like, you don't have to pretend anymore. I know. And then the other guy goes, what do you want to know? And all the other fucking detectives in the room were like, oh my god, he was faking it the whole time. It would piss me off if that occurred in this book. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I didn't mean to piss you off. I just
wanted to float the
possibility.
You didn't piss me off.
It sounds like you did most of that work yourself, actually.
Yeah.
No, it's
and we didn't even figure out what show you were talking about.
I still don't know. I'm looking it up. I'm like trying to find like.
Anyway, let's move. Yeah, while you Google that. In the meantime, we have so much back and forth. We also get, I don't know if this will be critical or not, but the oh my god, what's his name? The large man and his wife who get dragged in to be
the mentalist
interrogated. It was the mentalist?
Yes!
That's what you were talking about?
Yeah, the mentalist.
Okay, all right. It's the mentalist, folks. There you go.
We figured it out, everybody.
God, what were the names of these characters here?
Was he the one with the hot, voluptuous wife?
Odell,
one of
right?
them was named Lily.
Lily, yeah, Lily and Jeremiah Odell. I found him here in the character list. Yes, so yes, they. It seems that they're not talking yet, but they seem to be involved in some way because Lily knew Grimshaw when he was doing some of his criminal work. So,
and she was
stole this
living
painting
with
at some
him
point in the
out
past.
of wedlock. Shocking.
Oh my god, scandalous! And of course, Jeremiah does not want to have any of this disclosed, and it's hard to tell whether it's just because he doesn't want to hear about past quote unquote indiscretions of his wife,
or because
he knows what was going on and he just doesn't want her to admit to anything, because he knows it will implicate them in some way. And it seems he visited Grimshaw the night before.
Wait, actually, can we talk about that real quick? I love the fact that the night before Grimshaw died, this man at his fucking hotel apartment got fucking visited by like 6 people, like one after another. And like this
one after the other, they came through.
Like, it's so funny because there's like a hotel clerk, and the hotel clerk's like, all right, so Grimshaw came in with one guy, then there was another guy, then there was an Irishman, then there was a woman, then there was another guy, and then there was a guy I couldn't see because his face was bundled up. But maybe that was the first guy. I don't remember. There was a lot of guys. And every time they find, like, a character who ran off, they're like, all right, call Bell.
they bring the bellhop back in. They're like, all right, bring Bell in here. Let's get
I forgot that
he'll either be like, that's the guy, or nope, never seen that dude before in my life.
And there's like,
he's so crucial.
I love Ellery because Ellery's in the corner of the room. He doesn't give a shit. He sees the bellhop. He gives a shit. The bellhop leaves. He no longer gives a shit. Like he has given up.
Yeah. It's really funny. So much of this case hangs on this kid Bell.
In my head, he kind of looks like a 20-something-year-old version of Macaulay Culkin.
Sure, I could buy that.
Yeah. I like the descriptions of Ellery when all the other investigators are talking, because Ellery is just genuinely bored until he comes up with it, like until a piece of information comes up that he cares about, and then he's like honed in like a dog. And then as soon as it like is no longer relevant, he like leaves the room or some shit like that. It kind of reminds me of, I know obviously this is something that relates to one another, is the first Knives Out movie where Benoit Blanc is like playing the weird fucking piano note while all the other people are being interrogated. I like that strange thing where like the investigator has like a weird quirk while someone is giving testimony that reveals itself, but only when the testimony is relevant. Otherwise, they're completely disinterested.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I
was... He goes back to his poetry otherwise, reading his poetry.
He's Sappho.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it would probably piss me off if I was in the room with this guy. I would probably lose my shit if I was like, I'm working with this dude, this dude can't even step...
Ellery's a fun character to read.
Yeah.
Knowing him might be difficult.
I'd hit him. I'd fucking fight him right there.
And then we get kind of the big twist is we get at least in this late section is we get a note sent into the police station that says, by the way, Gilbert Sloan used to be Gilbert Grimshaw.
Crazy name, by the way. Why are you named like a Marvel character? That's insane. Gilbert Grimshaw.
I think it's sick.
It's a sick name. It's a sick name. I'm just like, what are you doing here?
It's activating some like emo part of my brain that I'm like,
oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
And so he's like, when they confront him, it's an anonymous note. They're like, well, this is mysterious. But they go ahead and they confront him over this, and he's like, well, damn, how'd you find this out? I've never told anybody, not even my own wife.
Oh, there's
that's crazy.
Didn't even tell. He's like, yeah, I did meet with Albert the night before he died, but that was just because I didn't want him to be in the same city as me. And so I visited him and said, what if I paid you $5,000 to fuck off?
And he didn't even fuck off.
And then he didn't fuck off. He took them. Well, yeah, no, he took the money.
Someone fucked him off.
Yeah. And so, which is really funny. I don't think that was gonna work, buddy. I think Gilbert, that was an unwise decision to just show up with $5,000 in small bills and ask your evil brother to leave.
It seems like he was not very smart.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And so then we get two like possible people who could have listened in on this conversation.
The listeners.
One, of course, being his own wife. Seems like she might have heard something, possibly.
Yeah.
And then who was the other one? It was one of the other women in the Caucasus.
There's just like another random woman there.
Yeah, one of the Vreelands.
The Vreeland, because what occurred was when they were going to investigate Sloane's room, they stopped by Miss Vreeland and is like, hey, can you distract Sloane's wife for a little bit? And she goes, you got it,
right.
Copper. So those are the two who could have determined that.
Yeah. And so then, now that theoretically the secret is out, then they decide, well, let's go ahead and arrest him. He's got to be the one who did it. And when they break into his office late at night, they find him there at his desk with, having shot himself. He with quite a hefty gun.
He shot himself in a way that everyone in the room agrees was definitely suicide.
So there's no way it's suicide.
So here's the thing, right? Is that like, of course, we three have studied well, I guess we have studied media fiction, mystery fiction. I think I'm confident to say that we studied it. We've been reading a lot of fucking of it. So like, obviously there are like the telltale signs of a suicide, right? Like, all right, or like a faked suicide. Let's go through the steps. 1, he used the wrong hand. Obvious trope in media. No, he used the right hand. 2, the gunfire muzzle. Let's check the gunfire muzzle. All right, it is in fact like pressed up against his head. 3, the trajectory of the bullet. Did it make sense? They go to so like they make it a point to reference the fact that his like bullet hole went out his doorway and into a Persian rug hanging on the wall. And like,
right.
The thing about it though is that like at that moment, Inspector Queen guessed not guessed, but like did some deductive work and figure out what the trajectory would have taken it, and he found it where he thought it would have been. So the trajectory of the bullet shot does line up with his hand against his head. On the other hand, I totally think this was faked. I'm just not prepared for how faked this is going to be. You know what I mean?
I mean, the fact that they take these great pains to go over, like, all the usual, like, inconsistencies of a faked suicide and debunk them makes me more suspicious gradually as it goes on. And Ellery himself expresses, like, a similar feeling where he's like, I don't have anything definitive, but, like, what I know of this dude, like, first of all, there's no way this dude would write a suicide note.
Yeah.
Like, Ellery finds his diary and is like, this dude would write the most elaborate suicide note you ever seen. He was not bright, but he was egotistical.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would agree with that assessment. Not for having read his diary, I just think that's what you do, you know, if you're a murder mystery character. Write yourself
I mean, it also helps that Inspector Queen is so confident now that everything's wrapped up. He's so certain. And he's like, I don't understand what your problem is, boy. I don't understand why you think that, like, there's got to be more to this. He's like, everything's explained now. Everything's explained. And Ellery keeps going, I understand everything lines up. He's like, it's just too neat.
Doesn't feel clean. Doesn't feel right for me.
He's like, I cannot disprove any of this. I can't contest any of it aside from, you know, the note thing that he brings up. He's like, it seems unlikely that he would have done this without leaving a note at all. But
yes.
But yeah, and the book is written in such a way. We're supposed to, you know, be on Ellery's side here and be like, this isn't going to work out.
I think that's the thing that kind of I don't gel with, is simply the idea that like the book is written in a way in which that we are supposed to take Ellery's side in this. I kind of wish that like the book took more of a stance of like it could have been either or, but Ellery's disbelief in this has like, we as the reader know that of course the main character disbelieving it means that it must be his position. I feel like we weren't.
I get what you're saying, but we're also like only halfway through the book, so there's no fucking way this is the solution. Like,
yeah, true.
It's I don't even think that's a problem per se with this book. I just think like you look and see how much of the book there is left.
Right. Yeah. I have eyes and I can see how many pages are left.
Media literacy, and this doesn't feel right. And Ellery apparently also has media literacy, and this doesn't feel right. Like, maybe he's breaking the fourth wall a little, but, like, I don't know.
No, you're right.
He had one ending
still,
already with Ellery's
45% of the book left.
Yeah. That is true. I guess yeah, you're right. There's no way to, like, us, the reader, would be able to, like, remove the suspension of disbelief and say that this is the solution, because we know that there is a whole last fucking other half of this book.
It also just doesn't feel very satisfying. And therefore, like, I want there to be more. Like, I'm happy that there's more.
Yeah, I'm happy that
this is an unsatisfying conclusion.
I think that I would have wished that either how would I have been satisfied with this? Let me think about this. What would the solution be? I mean, make the suicide, like, I guess they had to make Ellery, like, Inspector Queen's position so, like, staunch in order to counteract Ellery's disbelief. I just wish the disbelief wasn't on vague vibes. Ellery's literally just out here being like, I don't know, man, the vibes are off. Give me some proof.
I mean, come on. You've never stayed up all night without the vibes being off. He doesn't have proof, and so he's just going along with it.
I have anxiety and depression. I know about the vibes being off. But, I'm not an inspector. Give me some proof, my man.
Neither is Ellery.
Oh, God, yeah, you're right.
Have to be. He has no rules here.
Yeah,
this is establishing, in fiction, right? This is supposed to be establishing why Ellery Queen, in future chronological stories, does not explain his rationale and keeps all of his thoughts internal, because he had such an embarrassing moment in front of Knox, right? Describing his elaborate thought out theory that he thought was so certain and everything was, proven. And then it immediately crumbled in front of him. And so from here on out, Ellery Queen is always going to keep his thoughts to himself, for what he's thinking about next. And so we're kind of setting up this conceit for the character, even though this is the fourth book that came out. It's chronologically the first. And we're retroactively creating this justification for why Ellery Queen keeps his thoughts, to himself, his theories to himself, until the moment of the detective revealing his grand deduction.
That's so true.
There's a little part of that here, I think, where, like, yes, now Ellery is a little reticent, to bring out any grand theories, because he's like, well, I can't prove anything, so I did fuck up big time, 100 pages ago, so now I'm gonna keep everything to myself.
You know what I realized? I think that when you brought that up, it actually brings up an interesting point. The fact that Ellery takes this so to heart, like, to the point to where it affects his future, like, chronological future demeanor, means that Knox must be innocent, right? Because why else would he care about Knox's opinion? Or was it just the fact that it was probably just the fact that he was tricked. Never mind. He doesn't give a shit about Knox. Good point.
Yeah, even if Knox is found guilty, his initial deduction about the teacups was wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Okay,
right?
Got it.
And he's embarrassed.
He's
very embarrassed by it.
He got a little spaghetti sauce on his shirt. And
what if you got so embarrassed that it changed your entire trajectory as a detective?
What if you got really embarrassed about something one time, and you were like 22 and a half years old and you just graduated college, and you got embarrassed about something that it totally changed your life? Like, that can just happen to you.
Yeah, okay, got it, understood. I had a whole rationale that was just like, oh, is Knox innocent because Ellery cares about his opinion? No, he would never care about Knox's opinion, and that was like my thought process. Wow, man, this Ellery guy is kind of multifaceted.
He seems like he's got a lot going on.
He's starting to turn the corner on him a little bit.
I'm kind of turning the corner on him a little bit. I mean, he's in the Sappho. How bad could he be?
I mean, lots of annoying people are into Greek poetry.
Oh, okay, never mind, my fault. I'll take it back.
We got to do something about the whole having a house servant thing first before I can fully get on board with the queens.
They do sleep in the same bedroom.
It's so funny.
Why are they
describing his dad snoring? He's like, where they're in. Yeah, I mean, listen.
I like my parents.
Townhouses are expensive.
Everyone in my family snores so loud that I can't fucking sleep when I'm in the same room as them.
Yeah, but they also, like, are dressed up like bananas in pajamas. Like, that's how they sleep, is that they, like, fucking...
They're in one big bed, and they're each sleep on far opposite ends.
My entire family is also not dressed up as bananas in pajamas.
Okay, yeah, but your parents aren't inspectors from New York, so...
No.
Yeah, think about that.
They're not from New York, that's
They're not
sure.
from New York. Yeah, New Yorkers sleep in one big bed.
They all wear striped pajamas with the little nightcap.
Then why is the rent so high if they're all sleeping in one bed?
Oh my god, you're actually fucked up. You're so fucking right, Rose. Wait, that's actually a really good point. Why in cartoon media, they taught us a lot about everyone sleeping in one big bed. I haven't seen a one big bed situation in about, like, 20 years. We gotta bring back the one big bed.
Since 2006, you've seen a giant bed. You saw a giant bed that everybody slept in 2006?
well, no.
Ooh.
I just, I feel like a lot of cartoons taught us that, like, everyone took in one big bed. Where's the big bed?
I feel like that hasn't been a thing since we started having like heating indoors, but it's like something that's left over.
Yeah, this was something in times. Yeah, when you didn't have electricity in buildings, everybody slept in the same bed because you got to conserve heat. It's really old fashioned, but listen.
2026, bring back big beds. One big bed for the whole fam. No,
big bed.
Even as I say it, I'm like, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed
I'm not sleeping in one big bed.
I'm not sleeping.
I mean, I've got good news. My whole family is me, my wife, and our cats. So like,
so you do all sleep in one big bed.
We all do sleep in a big bed together.
Big bed.
It's like, I've kind of got the big bed set up. Just I've kind of stumbled into it.
Sounds like big bed taking over.
Yeah, big bed.
Big bed.
There's just
I'm going back to the Ellery Queens. Yeah, I do imagine they just sleep in one big bed, like bananas and pajamas.
Somebody draw that for us.
Oh God.
Oh man. Well, I any other big thoughts about
Don't say big.
book one?
Don't say the word big.
Greek Coffin. Yeah.
I'm now recontextualizing everything we've ever done with the context that the protagonist and his allies are sleeping in one big bed.
There's only one bed.
Yeah. There's only one bed.
No, I have no clue what's gonna happen. Like, I mean, I feel like I started off kind of knowing what's going on and rapidly lost the thread, which is fine because that's what's happening to the characters also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I was like 5 minutes in, I was like, the will's in the coffin. Duh.
Yeah, that one actually made sense to me, but after that I kinda lost everything.
Yeah. And much like Ellery, that was the last thing I was confident about. So I don't know, I'm along for the ride.
I mean, we got like another 100 pages or something left.
Yeah.
So like there could be a lot to happen. And yes, with the whole book one, book two break here, I am curious to see, like, will there be some kind of jump in time? Are we going to be like a week later and we see the results of Inspector Queen's decision and is like, oh, actually this isn't making sense, and maybe shit's going bad with how the will is being divvied out, and that's what brings we'll have to see.
I think there's going to be a big bet in the future.
I mean, if you think about it, the Greek coffin that both Grimshaw and George Calkas were in is kind of just one big bed.
One big bed. No,
I'm going to send you to the one big bed in the sky, motherfucker.
And you're getting tucked in personally.
You're getting tucked in permanently.
Oh my God. Oh,
all right. Well,
this is great.
Now we're gonna look through everything through the lens of one big bed.
This is altering the trajectory of the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I think then that'll probably do it for us this time. We'll be back next time with the rest of the book. So if you're reading along with us, feel free to read on through to the end. You can keep up with the show via our website, updatedautopsy.report, which has links to everything we do and all our social media accounts. We also have a YouTube channel, which features our Let's Plays and other fun videos at youtube.com/@Yotseben. And you can follow me on Blue Sky at Yotseben, where I'm just, I don't know, every once in a while I repost a shit post, and that's about it. Tiago, where can people find you?
They can find me at Tiago Time on Blue Sky. What am I doing nowadays? I'm mostly still just playing Magic the Gathering, although the latest set and the new set coming out don't interest me, so I've been like playing around with like art proxies. I might post more of those. Those are fun. When you can, try to find some kind of creative endeavor. I've been playing the Silver Case, and there was a chapter in there that simply just said, you should carve wood. When a man finds a knife and starts carving something, that's when he truly finds something. And now I'm just thinking about carving linoleum cuts. That's where I'm at.
Neat. Rose, how about you?
You can find me at Rose Nonsense on Blue Sky, where I'm just sort of like hanging out. And you can also find me at my apartment packing boxes because I'm moving.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving Boston. We're moving to a different part of Boston.
Yeah, a whole new part of Boston. I'm about to figure out my fucking transportation.
Your transformation.
My transformation. I gotta make sure I get
goblinized.
I
gotta hench to get to my new apartment. Yeah, no, I'm still in the city. I'm just continuing my grand tour of like every goddamn neighborhood in this godforsaken weird shape of a city. I'm gonna miss my current neighborhood a lot. I really liked it here. It's suited me quite a bit. And my whole kind of vibe, which might be a little bit of a clue where I've been living if you know Boston. But yep, we're heading on out and we're going somewhere else and it's got a patio. I will not be recording at the patio, but
patio living.
We're very excited. We deserve a patio.
The people deserve a patio.
People deserve a patio. I have a very large. Well, you guys remember my office plant that I stole from my old office job named Charlie Jr.? He's still kicking. He's enormous now. I have had to get multiple cages to put him in. I could not kill this thing if I tried.
Heck yeah.
So he can sit on the patio now, and Charlie Jr. is still going strong. He's doing good. So we're packing us up. We're moving the dog. We're moving the plants. Gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm up to. And also sometimes I'm on Blue Sky.
Yippee!
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We hope you'll rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Next time, like I said, we'll be reading through the end, aka Book 2, of the Greek Coffin Mystery by Ellery Queen. And since George Calcas is written without an E on George, I keep trying to think up a way to make a Spiders George joke about him.
Damn, that's surreal.
Haven't figured it out yet. Haven't cracked that nut. So maybe by next time I will. So
finish up the book and see if something presents itself to us.
Yeah.
Yep. So we will see you next time then. Thanks everybody for listening. Bye.
Bye.
I forgot his name was George.
Yeah, George.
What if you called it Jorg? I thought it was Jorg.
Gorge.
Gorge? No, Gorge is different.
George.
I know Gorge.
Well, listen, I knew some guys in my high school. One of them was named Jeff, and one of them was named Geoff.
Uh-huh.
And that was what they were called.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's just always like permanently like Geoff is like stuck in my brain forever.
Geoff Keighley.
Geoff Keighley.
A man who should be taken down. Alright, I'm stopping my recording. Before the FBI gets me.